Oh, arms crossed up. Nigga. What's up, YouTube? Back with another video today. Today we be looking at Silent Hill 2. Oh, my earphones not doing that weird stuff. I guess playback. I don't know why my earphones doing that.
That's perfect for James's state of mind at this point in the story. Like, he's so desperate.
And he gets called Fart Face. I love that you guys kept Fart Face, by the way.
Fart Face. Actually, also, I was asked during writing, like, so is the Fart Face line staying in? I'm like, I'm tripling down on it, actually.
He's a
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of PlayStation Underground. I'm your host, Tim. I'm very excited to be checking out two versions of Silent Hill 2 with our friends at Bloober Team. I'll introduce you guys. So we got Mateusz Leinart, who is creative director and lead designer at Bloober Team on the Silent Hill 2 remake. And we also have Andre Mondak, who's lead writer at Bloober Team. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure indeed. So obviously what we're looking at here is pre-recorded capture of the 2001 PS2 original version of Silent Hill 2. In this episode, we're going to check out a scene from the original and then show off what Bloober Team has been working off in the remake and kind of compare and contrast and talk about how you guys have been, updating and being faithful to the original while modernizing it. And so let's dive in here with this cutscene with Laura and kind of what stands out to you guys when you look back at this original cutscene.
Yeah, there's definitely this feeling, like even before the cutscene, that you have this loading screen, which is like a very nice touch. And I remember that we were thinking about this topic a lot during the production because we knew that we want to have like the game seamless.
Yeah.
But in the original, it actually creates like this kind of feeling of uncertainty when you are entering the new room.
The footprints.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we need to have it seamless, and we set up the scene a little bit different. So we hear Laura actually before you are entering the cutscene, right? But the general,
You know why at least it looked so scary back in the days? It's because the graphics was bad. Like, that shit's scary as hell. When you got bad graphics, you gonna be scared, my guy. That's probably what they should do. This probably put bad graphics back in the scary games and make it even more scary. Like, damn, what the fuck is that? A toilet?
of the room,
I think it'd be good for business.
Quite the same, right? Like we needed to rearrange a little bit the environment here
Like, that's
to
really like
fit
dirt.
into the modern, like possibilities that we have with the camera, with the shots, with close-ups, etc. But the general setup of the room is quite similar.
Yeah. And also, just like from a purely narrative standpoint, I think, clearly the cutscene is like a lot of its aspects are of its time, but like one really needs to stress just how kind of meticulously woven the narrative in the original is, and it holds up tremendously. And I think like my general approach to, for example, doing rewrites for cutscenes, and this one included, was to basically don't change stuff for the sake of changing. It's more about sort of preserving those original beats, those original sort of character dynamics, and it's like really there's one really has to sort of admire how kind of tight and dense with meaning those original scenes still are.
I agree. I love, Silent Hill 2 and the series in general is known for having an amazing, like, dream-like quality to it. And this cutscene, to me, as a fan, really encapsulates that, where it just doesn't seem, it's like, James is so trusting here. We're getting to know Laura better. But yeah, and then of course we're entering the room here. What do you guys think when you look back at the way that this boss is introduced before we get into the fight? What stood out to you back in the day when you were starting to remake it? What do you like about what you see here?
Yeah, like the original one, like, is obviously something that we were taking a close look and sense, like the tight, like the small space in the room was something that we're very like into, like
me. I'd kick that goddamn door down. Like, man, give me the fuck out. You see that nigga lips? That nigga lips fat. I was trying to Hell no.
Silent Hill 2 original game, right? Like every boss fight was it was you in this like very tight room, very small space, and you need to deal with these big monsters. It's something that obviously don't work that well in the third-person camera
Oh, there it
these
is.
days. And obviously the
thing on the
second
bed?
thing is it was like that was actually the big decision that should we
Oh
introduce
yeah,
the
I'm tripping off her more than I'm tripping off the bad guy. She talking shit. That little girl talking big shit. I'd have been looking at her like, hold up, my nigga. All right, cool.
monster before the cutscene ends, and at some point we just wanted to split those two things to focus on more on Laura, on how they are talking to
Boom.
each other.
Country rap.
Definitely. And we're jumping forward here now, just to be clear for everybody. Now we are looking at footage of the 2024 Bloober Team remake of Silent Hill 2 and kind of comparing the same cutscene, but in its amazing new aesthetic and vibe. And well, the vibe's very much the same, but it's just, this is such
Way
a
better.
great example of what you guys are doing with the game. So talk us through what we're looking at here from visual, performance perspective, cinematic, whatever you think is interesting to talk about.
Yeah. Definitely, I mean, current technology gives us
More
certain possibilities, for example, to rely more on like nuance in the performance, like small expressions, very sort of subtle,
Yeah.
like gestures and stuff. And that's definitely something we've made use of. And this very first moment between even like James and Laura, when you can see her like physically tense up when she hears her name and whatnot. And but then again, we still
headphones do that
the
shit.
main sort of objective was to still capture those original kind of dynamics and emotion.
Yeah, I really loved those small touches, like the facial expression.
Yeah, that graphics, man. As it became a long way. We came from bad graphics to great graphics pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie, cause you look at that first one, you like, damn, that shit look terrible. You look at this one, you like, damn, that shit look great. Just imagine how this shit gonna look within like 2 years from now. Like, it's gonna be better than this. Like, we don't probably have to do another remake. The fact that they remade it though, like, we could have just made it number 3. People would have bought it number 3. But I get it though, you know what I'm saying? Probably want to make it number 2 again. To bring in the number 3 to see how people like the number 2. Because if people like number 2, they'll buy number 3. That makes sense. Like I said, the graphics is amazing. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be scary as hell. Like I said, I never finished the last one they dropped.
One thing, but the second thing, I remember that we had like this moment when I think Luke Roberts like almost hit the the setup on the motion capture scene, and then we saw that like, hey, it would be actually very nice if you can actually stumble on it, because it will create like this kind of better pacing and flow for the
it makes total sense for the character, because he's even himself like taken aback by his outburst.
Yeah. Oh, and it works so well here. And I also wanted to mention, we already from watching the 2001 original know that Laura's not totally to be trusted here. Her facial expressions and what she's doing with her eyes when she's sort of saying, "Hey, there's something in this room. You should check it out." It's just such a striking change from the original Wall. Like, just such a great way to convey her character and a kid sort of maybe inventing something.
And I've actually I've heard comments, well,
hater.
James gets fooled pretty easily, you could say, in this.
I've been mad as hell.
And,
2 times?
I did hear
Nigga twice.
There were questions like, should we maybe make it a little bit more believable? But having given it some thought, I really thought that no, that's actually precisely that's perfect for James's state of mind at this point.
I'm just trying to figure out how was he
desperate.
And he gets called Fart Face. I love that you guys kept Fart Face, by the way.
Fart Face. Actually, also, I was asked during writing, so is the Fart Face line staying in? I'm tripling down on it, actually. And,
yeah, she does.
But it makes sense to me, because it's like a kid would be so proud of a name like that she wouldn't just drop it the one time.
That's true. Okay, so we're about to switch back to the 2001 original here, and I want to note too that the introduction of the boss felt quite faithful to the original, but I think we're gonna.
That should look garbage. Man, I'd beat this game in 1 day, 1 hour.
There's an interesting contrast here with gameplay. So this is yours truly trying my best here.
There's 2 of them?
Wanted to note for people watching, moving and shooting at this time in a survival horror game, still pretty cool innovation. What do you guys think of when you see this?
Pretty cool.
This original boss battle against 2 flesh lips.
I always thought, it brings like very good memories.
It's still pretty cool.
Yeah. It was
Innovation,
intense.
like,
Yeah,
like, it was
Like, and
on a
the
Nintendo or
atmosphere,
something.
this dark room, and the tone of the scene is something that
Yeah,
we obviously need,
why the
we need
fuck
to
my shit
perceive that,
keep
like in
that
the
shit, bro?
new
This shit
version, but at the
making
same
me
time we couldn't just stay in
my shit wrapped around my
that
hands.
tight room
Right.
anymore.
But also just like the creature design. I mean, for its time, it's just groundbreaking. Like, it just didn't see like.
Put that shit down fast. Get your ass about to hit the ass like a pin. Play with me.
Yeah.
Back.
I remember thinking, like, what am I looking at when I first,
Yeah.
confronted these things? At least, the Red Pyramid thing or Pyramid Head looked like a humanoid. This was just completely, like, almost imperceivable. And then, of course, here I've switched over to the shotgun for some more firepower, skipping melee for this fight. But,
Smart.
you think it's what I'd love to is, like, you think you're almost done here.
Man, just tickle that nigga toes.
Yeah, definitely.
Tickle that
And,
bitch ass nigga
you
toes.
know,
Solid.
you're pointing out like very important things, right? Like about the tone, about
Make that
you
nigga
mentioned
giggle.
about the design, and what's nice here, like you said, it's like we are thinking that that's it, right? Like we
room is
won.
small.
And
Yeah.
What now? And then it's pretty surprising. At least it was for me. And the reference to, I hope it was to this movie, obviously to Jacob's Ladder sequence. Just after the boss
I
fight.
got breakfast
Yeah.
from here.
That's for me at least was
I
very
think I like
interesting.
that
when I
bacon
was
more than I
trying
like
it for the
the
first time.
sausages. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I mean, well,
There I got them sort of in a good position where I don't think they could get past the incapacitated flesh lips, but
good.
and then now we're looking at you hear the sirens, which gives me goosebumps still every single time, and this is sort of how the boss fight ends, which doesn't quite feel like a victory, which is very in keeping with Silent Hill
It
2.
shouldn't though.
And
Yeah, I
then
think
It's still
very,
locked
very
in there. It
few
should never feel
things
like
in Silent Hill
you won when
2
you
feel particularly triumphant.
yeah. And I'm so excited. So this is sort of the last moment we'll be seeing of the 2001 original in this episode, and then you guys, I'm super excited for us to be showing off your new take on the flesh lip boss battle here.
Fat lip.
So we're switching back here,
That nigga
and
can peekaboo?
I wanted to note, I never noticed in the original that they swing
Oh,
down
shit.
and are holding onto the ceiling with their hand, but you guys have taken that to another level. Talk about what's changed here. Obviously, a lot has.
Oh, that has a lot.
Oh shit,
needed
bitch ass
to be
nigga can stand. Hold up. Nigga can stand. Nigga with arms crossed up. Nigga, no.
changed, obviously.
But tip that
because,
nigga over,
one
man.
thing was the first-person camera. The second thing was the
Kick that nigga over.
scale of the room that we needed to change, and we also knew that we want to to expand on the idea, right? So keeping the original design of the monster was like super crucial, right? We wanted to go as close as possible, but at the same time we were just looking at this monster and we were thinking about like, okay, what can we do
Taking a
more,
shot,
right?
your
And
ass.
if we have like those two
Yeah, beat that
spaces,
nigga ass.
ceiling and
Yeah,
the space
bro,
on James's,
Well, how?
we were thinking that okay, let's just move it dynamic, right? Let's just go up and
Yeah,
down.
like
Let's
we
just
wanted.
create like this tension moment like during the fight, so you would not expect what is happening here. And what I personally really like with our version is that we split it into phases, like very obvious phases, and you are not expecting what will happen during this first phase in the future. Like you see that you are breaking this cage, you are kind of a little bit opening like the original design, and you already have like small parts of his arms trying to hit you, but I don't think like anyone would expect what will happen next, right? And
I think
it's also
What this nigga look like?
it was very important for us to
Bro, you
not
in the
rely
cage,
on
bro.
the-
Just kick that nigga over. Just kick him over, my guy. And a couple times.
base
Damn.
battles. We wanted to, if you have like this mechanic.
What
of
type of
melee,
body is that?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Nigga body
Yeah.
nasty.
this
You
is
beat.
small and-
We're looking at this.
Hell no, you listen to this nigga.
And what you're saying, about being able to use melee weapons more effectively in
Are
here,
you
whereas
using the
saw
claw?
original
Are you a
was
cheater?
more about
You're a
using
cheater.
ranged. Man, guys,
You're a
talk
cheater.
about what you did here with this boss. Like it's completely different.
Yeah, it is, and it was obviously something
I
that
ain't
we
scared of
were
you.
we've been talking a lot. If we want to go that route,
That's
to
'cause he was
kind of
supposed to
change
kick
the
him
design
over.
into some kind of a spider, obviously.
Yes.
But I think it is nice because we are keeping this idea
Make it a
throughout
handgun, look at
the
your
entire
handgun.
game. I don't want to spoil anything more, but
Right.
it's basically something that we wanted to introduce to it. Obviously, you know, talking to original
I
creators.
go looking at that little monster making my body like I want to throw up. He look
And-
nasty.
And I think it's pretty
He
nice.
looks so
and
nasty
it can
to me.
surprise even the local.
I would have threw up before I fought
It
him. I
looks
would've
so
threw up,
cool.
like,
The
I
way
can't-
I mean,
can't.
before the ceiling is
I
wrecked,
really
and you
can't
see the
fight you,
ceiling
bro.
tiles
I'm
rippling
sick.
as it's
You
running
won, like,
through.
already, like that.
And you're breaking apart the cage, which you think would be a good thing, but it turns it into this even more limber foe. And then here we go. James is succeeded for now. Yeah,
Big lip
just
having ass nigga.
what a great expression of a very cool original
Man, cut the
you know,
hairs
boss
off, man.
concept, and then sort of brought to a new level. That's so cool, guys.
Yeah, if you expected to see 2 flesh leaps, like here you go.
Damn.
And one,
well,
right?
Look at his feet.
There,
Pull his feet down.
you're not safe from the grab attack. That's going to bring us to the end here. There's so much more we could say, but Mateusz and Andre, I just want to say thank you for joining us for this look at Silent Hill 2, the remake and the original. The remake is coming out October 8th, 2024
around the corner,
on
everybody.
PS5.
Get
Not
ready.
long to wait. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'm so
It's gonna
excited
be
about
fun.
this game.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Cause we ain't gonna play the old one. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I didn't even know they had this. I like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get real the details, even though you've seen most of the stuff already. If you played the original, then you really don't need to watch none of this because you kind of know. It probably changed a little bit. Like, oh yeah, okay, he came down from the sky and grabbed you with his weak ass feet. Like that's impressive. Actually, that's actually impressive. It's goofy, but it's impressive. Cause me, I would pulled him down. You know. There's certain things in a game I feel like sometimes games should add. Like, come on, his feet, bro. I didn't pull him down, hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? Put the work in. He can't move. He like to be trapped in a cage. So you gonna be trapped in this cage. There ain't no way you got folded up like that. Ain't no way you let somebody fold you up like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's probably it for this video. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoy. You know, I know even though I was smashing this food, like I make my videos early in the morning, so I like to eat in the morning. Sometimes I eat afterwards and sometimes I eat before, and I was moving around already, so I got me some food. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna catch y'all later on the next video, on the next day. I hope y'all enjoy y'all Wednesday. Enjoy as best as you can, you know what I'm saying. Don't let nobody ruin it for you, you know. I'm out.